Splash Mountain, a popular ride at Disney World, has recently closed or will close soon because of certain controversies that I'm sure we'll get into. It's so much popular that people are actually selling the water from Splash Mountain now, just
Whoa.
for what it's worth.
But it is a very popular ride. It is.
To show how popular it is. And so, like I said, they're closing because of recent controversies on it. And so they're relaunching it.
Mm-hmm.
And you showed me a video by WDW Pro. Tell me a little bit more about it.
So the original controversy around Splash Mountain, which I wasn't even aware, supposed to be a play on a certain movie that was made by Disney that we talked about a long ass time ago. Actually, it was one of the first things that we talked to E-Man about.
Yep.
Was Song of the South.
How do you reconcile the current handling of the Black Panther 2 movie with Disney's history of depicting black people in a certain way? I let my podcast members know about some research that I did. I didn't even know about this movie, a movie called Song of the South.
Oh yeah,
that was made by Disney in the early 90s, I believe, where they depicted slaves merrily living with their masters in some sort of utopian harmony. Yeah, it was
a musical reenactment of the Reconstruction South in the early 1920s that depicted black people of, gleefully working for their sharecropper bosses, which wasn't, to say the least, wasn't the most accurate depiction of what that looked like in that time.
Absolutely.
And so obviously that movie got a lot of backlash, as I honestly believe it should. The part about that story that I didn't know is that the lead actor, you know what? The more I think about it, there are so many similarities to Song of the South and Black Panther. Because just thinking about at the time, there was nothing black on Disney at that time. Right, we're talking mid-90s at Disney, so there was nothing black there, essentially. And so the lead actor got an Oscar nomination. He became the first black male musician to win an Oscar for his performance in Song of the South. So it was critically acclaimed, and the film itself saw a lot of success. Similarly to what happened with Black Panther. It's very odd. He actually died with one of his biggest regrets was the reception that the movie got. And that is something to say, because he obviously did get a lot of success from it, and he obviously poured his heart into performance. But it was the revisionist nature of the story they were trying to tell to turn it into, a Disney project. Yeah. Something happy and devoid of any real historical relevancy. The same thing that they did with Pocahontas in that story.
Try to paint a troubling time as wholesome.
Thank you. So, what are they going to do to rectify that in the recreation of Splash Mountain? They're using Princess and the Frog, using Tiana, so they're using another black IP, which is not the problem here. The problem is that the premise for the ride now is that Tiana bought a salt mine that she's going to run with her community members. And hold on. She's going to have the people of New Orleans, Louisiana, one of the flattest places on planet Earth, some parts of which are under sea level, in a salt mine mountain. And they're going to work there and learn business acumen while they're slaving in the salt mine under ruler Tiana. And that's not even the worst part. The recreation that they're putting this into the ride is based off of a real place.
Yeah.
Where there were real slaves mining salt. So essentially, they're going to turn Princess Tiana from the Princess and the Frog into a slave owner?
Under the guise of teaching the black people business acumen somehow.
Like, I can't even start at the very basic mishap of putting Louisiana in a mountain. Okay? Just geographically, it doesn't make sense. But it can't even start there because your solution to fix a racially offensive trope-driven ride is to make one of your Disney princesses, the only black Disney princess, a slave owner. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say, fam. You're taking one original story that you whitewashed and made this gleeful children's movie where the field hands are singing and clapping and talking about zippy-da-doo-day, how I love to pick this cotton hay. You know what I'm saying? And so now we just gonna update it a little bit and make the slave owner black. Oh, y'all don't like that? Okay, I'm sorry.
But they're teaching.
They're not teaching anything.
They're teaching the slaves business acumen.
God.
By doing the work.
Let me show you how you break your back. Come here. Pick up this salt rock. Like, at the end of Princess and the Frog, Tiana opened up her restaurant. She was a business owner in New Orleans. I don't know how they could incorporate that into Splash Mountain. I'm not claiming to know the answer to that problem. I also wouldn't have suggested that they take sharecroppers during Reconstruction and make a fucking musical out of it. I wouldn't have suggested that in the first place, but they did it. So I'm not the one that has to get them out of this. They do. But it seems like to get them out of this hole, they're making an even worse decision. Similarly to what we talking about with Black Panther.
Literally.
Fam, it's crazy, yo. It's like they compound bad decisions with even worse decisions.
Mm-hmm. Because there's not somebody in the room, apparently, to tell them that what they're doing is even worse.
I'm so confused as to what the fuck is going on right now.
I can at least understand them not having somebody in the room back then to tell them that what they're doing is wrong at some level.
Well, sure. There wasn't a single black IP at Disney at that moment.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
So, but now at this point, somebody not being in the room to tell them what's wrong now, I guess kind of crazy.
I guess maybe grouping all the black people at Disney together in the Wakanda umbrella isn't maybe the best way to go. No, but that's a legit thing.
No,
it's a legit.
That's crazy.
It is legit. It's in that Storm article from Park Place that they were talking about that most of the black employees who work in Marvel, the writers, producers, all that, are under the Wakanda division or whatever they call it, which makes so much sense now as to why Riri Williams was in fucking Wakanda Forever.
And then why Storm would
because all the black folks got to go to the Wakanda division. This is nuts. This is insane. Because why that may make you feel good on the inside. Oh man, they gave black people their own division. There are no black people working outside of it. They are putting them in the box of Wakanda. So now everything we get black in the MCU has to come through the lens of Wakanda.
Is that why we don't get so much Monica Rambeau?
Because she just ain't made her way to Africa, I guess. So she's not important. What are we doing?
No Blue Marvel.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Like I said, it just reeks of not having somebody to explain to them what is so wrong about all of this.
But see, the whole salt mine thing, I've been to New Orleans. I didn't see no fucking salt mines.
It just wouldn't even make sense.
Louisiana salt mines. Yeah, that's the best way to sell the ride. And I get it. You're boxed in because they don't have a whole lot of budget to rework it.
Sure.
Right? There are other projects within the park that lost money as well and that have to be restructured and redone. So they don't have a whole lot of bandwidth here to do a complete overhaul of Splash Mountain. Mm-hmm. I get that. What you don't do is go for the cheapest, most racist option. Turning your only black Disney princess into a slave owner. That's come on, man. Come on.
Well, they at some level think it's right to make it about Tiana because of what it was before.
That's fine. Make it be Tiana's Bayou adventure. I don't know. Put some marsh and some different type of trees on the ride. Implant some characters. As you're leaving out the tunnel, are you ready? Are you ready? Do the shit. Sing the songs. Give me the movie on the ride. I don't want your historical take on Reconstruction. I don't want your historical take on mines that slaves worked in. I don't want your whitewashed version of that history. That's what got you in trouble in the first place. That's why you're reworking the ride, one of your most popular rides in the park as it is because you built it off of a troubling premise. What the hell do you think is going to happen here? Them boys lost over there, man.
Yeah, well.
Them boys lost.
At least the slaves will learn some business acumen.
Stop it.
At least they're getting a
Maybe
quality,
one day you own your own salt mine.
At least they're getting a quality business education akin to that of Wharton at Penn.
Like, for a Disney movie? Oh, God damn it. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for more content.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out some of our other Disney videos, Disney-related videos. And make sure you subscribe for more. Anytime we get any troubling Disney news, believe me, we will talk about it.